I invite you now to close your eyes and join me as we wander into a hidden place. A place where ancient magic breathes beneath the soil and secrets linger in the shadows. We're headed to a garden, one that exists only under the full light of the moon. Here, time itself slows, and the gentle rustle of leaves whispers forgotten secrets. Let me take you to this enchanted garden. It was said that the garden was invisible by day, concealed by a mist that settled thick as a veil. But when the moon rose high and the sky was draped in silver, the garden revealed itself, a place drenched in the pale glow of moonlight, every petal and leaf shimmering as though touched by stars. This was a sanctuary where lovers, dreamers, and those in search of answers once gathered. Yet tonight the garden was different. It held its breath, waiting for two souls destined to meet. In the silence, footsteps approached from opposite ends of a cobblestone path, winding through statues of forgotten gods and fountains that murmured songs of the old world. One figure, tall and wrapped in a dark cloak, moved with a confident stride. Their family had known power and wealth for generations, their name feared and respected across the land. Yet here, in this hidden garden, they were not a warrior nor a noble. They were simply a heart, beating with anticipation, with longing. On the other side, a figure emerged, smaller in stature but no less resolute, wrapped in a shawl as though to shield themselves from the weight of expectation. Their family, too, bore a name steeped in legend, rivaled only by the others. For as long as anyone could remember, these two families had been divided, driven by disputes and vengeance, each blaming the other for misfortunes and betrayals buried deep in history. Yet here, under the moon's gaze, none of that mattered. They met at the center of the garden, by a pool that reflected the stars above. A soft breeze stirred the surface, casting ripples across their reflections as they gazed into one another's eyes. For a moment, words weren't necessary. The silence was thick with understanding, with memories of past encounters, stolen glances, and half-whispered words. As they stood there, a strange warmth enveloped them, and an ancient prophecy filled their minds, as if the garden itself wished to remind them of the fate they shared. According to the legend, two souls from feuding houses would meet in the Enchanted Garden under a full moon, destined to rewrite the path of their families' histories. The prophecy spoke of unity, of love that transcended hatred, of peace born from the ashes of rivalry. And tonight, they were standing on the edge of that prophecy, feeling its weight as if the stars themselves had orchestrated their meeting. There, in the stillness, they began to speak. Their voices were low, soft, as though fearing the garden itself might overhear. They spoke of their lives, their families, the pressures they had faced, and the choices made for them. Every word revealed pieces of themselves that no one else had ever seen. They laughed, sometimes bitterly, at the ironies of fate, at the weight of tradition that had bound them for so long. As the night deepened, they wandered deeper into the garden, where flowers bloomed in colors unseen in the waking world. Vibrant blues, shimmering purples, and golden petals that glowed softly in the darkness. It was a world untouched by time, where the air was thick with the scent of night-blooming jasmine, and the stars cast a gentle silver light over everything. Here they felt free. Free from the burdens of their families, free to be themselves. And as they spoke, they drew closer like moths to a flame, each step a silent acknowledgement of the connection between them. Their hands brushed, and in that moment, it was as if electricity sparked in the air. The garden responded, the flowers around them blooming brighter, and the wind seemed to carry a sweet melody, an ancient tune that resonated deep within them. Then, in a voice barely above a whisper, one of them spoke the words that had lingered unspoken for too long. We don't have to be bound by the past. We can choose. We can choose a different path together. It was a simple statement, but it held a promise, a quiet defiance of everything they had been taught. And slowly, tentatively, they reached for each other's hands. Fingers entwined, they stood there, feeling the warmth of each other's skin, the steady beat of their hearts, a rhythm that felt so right, so familiar. In that embrace, time lost all meaning. The stars above seemed to grow brighter, their light mingling with the glow of the garden. They held each other, their breaths mingling, feeling a peace neither had known. It was as if their souls couples had been searching for one another, yearning across lifetimes, and now they were finally whole. But the night could not last forever. As dawn began to creep over the horizon, the garden started to fade, the mist rolling in to conceal it once more. Yet they held on to each other, unwilling to let go, their hearts heavy with the knowledge that they would soon have to part. They made a promise that night, a vow that no matter the obstacles, no matter the expectations or the pressures from their families, they would find a way to be together. And as the first rays of morning touched the sky,